All right, welcome to the plot. I've been working on here to mark the road line for the contractor to do the digging and road works to the actual site. So there is roughly 150 meters of road needed to get to the back side of the plot, where I think is the best place for having a house. So the idea is to have a kind of like roundabout on the big rocks here, roughly, if it's possible, and then there will be kind of like a parking plot for the guests, and it seems that even the helicopter is around here making some noise. And then on the right hand side there will be the house with the kind of like on top of a small hill. So on the downside of the hill there will be like grass and patios and everything. And on the left hand side we will have a garage and places for the family cars. So this is pretty much the plot we are at now, and we have made the Poorman's sticks to mark the road for the contractor. We'll be on next week having a contractor coming to visit the plot and see if the road line is okay. So then I can clear the woods out of the road. Well, it's a small road. As you can see, the landscape is really rocky. So the contractor might ask me to move the road a little bit so that it's easier to do the road, because we don't want to spend ton of money on just the road. We are going to use the money on the house. So let's see what the contractor wants to say. And there's like ton of mosquitoes around here, so it's a little bit difficult.
A few moments later.
All right, we have now jumped into the actual work site as seen in the first steps. I marked with those flags, seen in the background a path to the actual building site. And now I visited the path with the contractor, and he said that now I just need to basically carve out a route to the site with the minimum 8 meters. I'm hopefully putting on somewhere in the screen how many feet that is, but that is kind of like the minimum 8 meters to have the excavator be able to operate. He said that 10 meters would be like perfect, but 8 meters is just enough. So probably it will be somewhere between. Then I read from some forum that you should take a long thin pole and get the length of that, and that is 4.5 meters, so that I can a little bit measure the pathway to the building site and have the correct measurement, so that I'm at least not too thinly taking out the woods and everything. And as you can see, I have already done some measurements, and we have few trees that still needs to, from this beginning part, needs to be taken away. But that is the situation at the moment, and let's jump back to the PC where I can little bit show then actually how the road will be laid out into the plot, at least the initial ideas. Okay, back in the office and out of the harm's way of mosquitoes. So sorry for the portrait mode videos. I totally forgot that probably on YouTube the landscape would be better. So let's try to remember that on next updates from the plot. And then I noticed also that Microsoft Game Bar actually records just the screen you are on and just the window you have started the recording on. So probably last video was a little bit off, so I have now changed the recording software to record the whole screen actually, and not just the one window. So on the plot, probably the challenge is that the picture of what we are planning on doing is not entirely sure. So let's fix that now. So I have created kind of like outline of the plot here, and we have a highway moving on the right hand side. And I actually plotted the road which leads to the building site. And I actually built the model in such way that I actually created the GPS points on various locations, which kind of like moves the road in area that it can be done with the least effort. We don't want to go through any big rocks. And the original plan was anyways to take the road on a right hand side of the whole plot in order to get the most out of the kind of like backyard, and we have lots of space here to then work on the garden and well, whatever comes in mind. Then again, we have kind of like small ridge line here going. It's not like a real ridge. It's just an idea that this is the house will come to a well, very tiny hill, so that then this is kind of like lowland in terms, but it's not very huge, and probably in future videos you can see that this kind of like is overstatement. Then I have designed kind of like roundabout here, so that you can basically make a U-turn easily around the plot. Then I have actually the house here, and outside parking spot for guests and visitors, and then the garage for cars. And so this is kind of like very simple outline of how we would like to lay out the plot. This is also in such way that the north is up and south is down, so we can easily put some solar panels on, at least on the roof of the house. The garage might be a little bit, the height might be a difficulty here, because then we have naturally the trees around here, so the shadows might be a difficult thing for here. But anyway, the house will be high enough that the sun will shine nicely on that. So that is the situation at the moment, and I will update again from the plot and actual work once we get something more to update.